A couple of years ago, when YouTube was infected with all of these fake stories, like example are I got pregnant by playing Mario Kart, I dated my 17-year-old babysitter, or I got pregnant by my boyfriend's grandpa. At the same time, there was one YouTube channel that was making similar videos like this but with their own different animations, and these stories were real, supposedly, and this YouTube channel was called Story Booth. Believe it or not, this YouTube channel was never talked about in a video or made fun of in a certain way. Why? Well, because of two reasons. Reason one, these stories were real, and two, they were about sensitive topics at the time. And after looking around at their YouTube channel and watching a couple of videos, I found a couple of videos that they're just stupid or gross. And you might be asking yourself, stupid? How can these stories be stupid? They're real stories. They should be inspiring or warning a message or something like that. Okay, I can see your point here, but let me give you 3 examples. Example 1, in this story, a girl steals a fish with a box of tampons. Do you think that's like something, inspiring to show to a kid? Example 2, in this video, this guy gets rejected, and instead of taking the L and moving on, what's the best option to do? Oh no, wait a minute, make an Instagram account and harass him. Example 3, in this video, this dude wants to date this girl, but after being warned by his friends, telling him, hey, do not date this girl, she dates a lot of other boys and just randomly breaks up with them. And instead of listening to your friends and continue on with your life, instead you ignore their advice and you go and date her. And guess what? She ends up cheating on you. And you decide to submit this story to this YouTube channel for people can give you sympathy points. And that's just half of the videos we're gonna watch today. And before I start, I know there's gonna be that one guy who's probably gonna leave in the comments saying, Jesse, these stories were made by kids. Were made by kids. Look, these videos are 8 to 9 years old now. So the kids who submitted these stories are no longer kids, but instead they're probably 17 or 18. And I also want to say before I start, there's probably going to be a good chance someone's also going to say, well, Jesse, they came to submit these stories because they were comfortable and they wanted to share their story to the world. Huh? Don't get me wrong, it's okay to share stories in the internet, but there's one thing that you should realize. It's gonna be made fun of, and it's gonna be made fun of. But besides all of that, let's start with the videos.
Me and my girlfriend were driving around. We were both very upset about something. I don't remember what it was. And we were both in the mood to do something bad and rebellious.
Not gonna lie, I think these two have a certain anger issue. Think about it. Who the hell gets angry and be like, oh, I'm so angry, I'm gonna go do something illegal? Look, we all have done stupid stuff out of rage, but not like that far, like, oh, I'm gonna go rob a store or something like that. That's like saying, I clogged my toilet and that made me angry. So because I'm angry and I'm a rebellious teenager, I'm gonna go beat up my neighbor. Why? Because I'm angry and I'm a rebel.
We went to Walmart. A little bit of background information. I love
Oh
fish.
my god, who the hell
Marine
cares that you
biology.
like fish? We're gonna skip this part of the video because it's really not that
And I was
important.
like, said, let's steal a fish. My girlfriend would call her Bianca. She looks at me. What did you just say? I said, let's steal a fish. She was like, okay. I don't think she thought we were actually going to do it. We get to the fish aisle, and I just see this one single beta fish.
After anything, you decide to steal a fish. Why a fish though? Is it because stealing a 4K TV is quite risky, but a fish? No problem. No one ain't gonna care if one fish goes missing. Just buy the damn thing. I don't know why they're gonna steal something that costs $3. Oh no, wait, because they're rebels.
Like just floating on his side, but still like alive. And I was like, oh my god, Bianca, please. And she's like, you know what? Okay, I guess we're stealing the fish. And I'm like, sweet. How are we going to go about this? I was like, I got an idea. Go over to the other aisle and get a box of tampons. And she was like, why? I was like, just do it. And so she did. So she took all the tampons out and put them in her purse. And then we took the container that the beta was in. We put it in the box. I've never stolen anything in my life. That was the first time I've ever stolen something. So I was a nervous wreck. I was like shaking. Like, just looking around, and Bianca's telling me to hurry up, and I'm like, okay. We pay for the box of tampons, but not the fish.
Whoever was the cashier should be fired. Why? Because there's no damn way that you can tell the difference between a normal box of tampons to a, why is this box of tampons heavier than usual? Oh, wait a minute, it's because it has a fish inside. Do not lie, we all have grabbing a box of tampons at one point after helping our mom unload the grocery bags and grabbing it and putting it aside. you'd say, oh look, it's not that heavy, but putting a fish inside, it's gonna feel like, oh wait a minute, it has like some liquid inside and it's heavier than usual. And after that, they had to go back into the Walmart to find their key. So let alone that they're panicking after the rage came down, like, oh no, wait a minute, we're good people, we don't have to rob a fish. Instead, they're robbing a fish, panicking, having to go back into the Walmart looking for the keys, that they find out that their keys are inside the car. And you know what I find funny? That all the videos I've watched, they all start with saying, oh, this is my name and this is my story and yada yada. But her, she doesn't mention her name. Huh, I wonder why. And for the rest of the video, it's just her bragging off that, oh look, I got a fish, I stole a fish, and yada yada yada. And to the end of the video, she says, do not do what I do, like, oh, do not steal. After showing, oh, how do you say, 14 million people that you can steal stuff from Walmart with a box of tampons. Well, on to the next video.
It all took place in Venezuela. This girl, we're gonna call her Stephanie. She had light brown hair, gray eyes, and fair skin. Now, I did hear rumors about this girl dumping a boy for no apparent reason if they were to date her, and leave them in the piles of despair for no apparent reason, and no one knows why she's dumping all these guys. But I just wanted to get to know her, and so I did. We went from being friends until the time Stephanie asked me to be her boyfriend, and I accepted.
Okay, you heard rumors of this girl dating a lot of other boys and just dumping them for no reason. But you didn't care, you wanted to be friends, and there's no problem with you being her friend. But after the moment she asked you, you wanna be my boyfriend, that should have been a red flag. Why? Because of the rumors. Yes, I know they're rumors, but just still, if I've heard rumors of this girl dating boys and dumping them, there's a good chance he might do the same to me. So instead of telling her, can I at least have a couple of days to think about it, and going out and talking to those boys and telling them, hey, are the rumors true? Did she really date you and just dump you for no reason? No, instead, yeah, sure, I want to be your boyfriend.
We had a couple of dates. Everything was doing great. We did those romantic selfie kisses, and she will always give me chocolate presents during recess, and I appreciated them. But everything changed when I saw a photo of her with a man who looked around 16 to 18. To make sure that she wasn't doing anything suspicious, I asked her who that guy was, and then she told me it was her brother. Nothing to see here. She even showed me that he had his own room in her apartment. Everything changed when I went to Madeira for the summer. I was checking on my Facebook, scrolling up on my timeline, when I saw that picture of Stephanie with that same brother again. And to make sure that she wasn't lying, I went up to her profile and then checked her photos. Everything was doing good. So fine. Until there was a photo of her kissing the man on the lips.
I don't even know what to say anymore. First she says that it's her brother, and she posts pictures kissing her own brother. Now I have a feeling that this is her stepbrother. Now I might be wrong and they don't mention this in the video, but think about it. They don't have the same color hair. No, I'm joking. I'm getting out of track here. No, but on to the main point. I think she was groomed by her brother or stepbrother. Think about it. In the last clip, the dude said that he was 16 or 17 years old. Basically older than her. So there's a good chance that she was groomed by her brother or by her stepbrother. I mean, think about it. There's no damn way that she cheats on you with her own sibling. But if you really think about it, this story probably has a dark ending or a dark twist in this story that we don't even know, or I'm just going crazy by the lack of sleep.
And I was in complete shock. There were even more photos of her making romantic things with the same guy aside from all the kissing. And I was getting sad. Like, she betrayed me. I thought we had a feeling to each other, like she was the one. She dumped me over someone. How could she do that? But I was also angry. So when my summer vacation ended, Stephanie came up to me and she said hi, but then I looked at her in the eyes and I glared at her and I told her in angry words, "You cheated on me." And then I walked away. The next morning, Stephanie came up to me crying with tears running down to her cheek. And she told me that she was crying for the entire night over those words that I said to her. And she said that I was everything to her. But I was really mad. I was mad that she made a huge mistake over leaving me for someone else while she was still dating me. Like, she left me for another guy. I just told her that she made a big mistake in her life and she will never date me again. And plus, I said that the brother was her boyfriend. And then I just walked away again.
Not gonna lie, that's kind of badass. You went up to her and you just blamed out told her, you cheated on me with your brother. But this will never happen if you listen to the rumors. The moment that she asks you, you want to be my boyfriend, that rumor should have went up to your head and you should have asked her, okay, before I become your boyfriend, can I think about it for the next couple of days or something like that? And you go looking around for those boys that she cheated on or dumped for no reason. But instead, no, I'm going to go date her. And guess what? I ended up being her next victim. Not gonna lie, this video reminds me of those Mexican soap operas that they're so damn dramatic. Like probably the Guadalupe one, or I don't know. On to the next one.
In middle school. I was still young then, so I had no idea what I was doing. Neither did anyone else. For the last day for the 6th period, I had an extra.
I'm gonna be skipping this part because mostly it's just him like, oh, this dude is so hot and he's so cute. Ooh, what the hell am I talking? Let's just skip to the main part. I don't know why he keeps bringing up the fact that I was younger. Younger or not, what you did was really screwed up. You'll see why in a minute. But my point is that he keeps using the younger card as an excuse for his actions.
So I made fake accounts and I follow him on there and I'll talk to him on there. He eventually figured this out and I guess he told some staff at the school and he got a phone call to my parents saying that I was basically harassing a student, which I was actually.
So let me get this straight. Instead of taking the L and continuing with your life, instead, let's make some Instagram accounts and let's harass the bastard. Oh no, wait a minute. We cannot blame him. Why? Because he was young. I would not be surprised he sent like another voice recording of him saying something like that. But I mean, think about it. Using the excuse of you were young is just stupid.
Do anything about it. So I learned my lesson. I got grounded for at least 2 months.
2 months he got grounded for. Let me tell you a quick story. When I was 10, I uploaded 2 videos of my face onto my parents' email on YouTube, and I got grounded for 5 months. And that's like something harmless, right? Because it's just 2 small videos of me talking whatever the hell. But this dude here did something way worse, and he got grounded for 2 months. 2 months? Oh yeah, sure, you're grounded for 2 months. Hell, they should have grounded your ass until you were 18. Yeah, sure, you can still go outside, you can still hang out with your friends, but you're grounded from your phone until you're 18. And you want to use your phone? Here's a flip phone. At least we're done with that video. On to the next one.
I was on the bus coming back from the mall with my boyfriend at the time. You know, we were just sitting there and kissing and stuff. And he started kissing my neck. And I was just like, you know what? Why don't you give me a hickey? Because I've never gotten one. I've always wanted one. And he's like, oh, okay, sure. But isn't your mom going to see it? I'm from a very strict French-Canadian family. So, yeah, hickeys are not allowed.
If you know you come from a strict family, why the hell are you getting hickeys? And also, I'm surprised that you even have a boyfriend to begin with. If your family is strict, I'm surprised that you even have a boyfriend to begin with. But the point is, if you know your family is so damn strict, why the hell are you getting a hickey? That's like if you got a nose piercing and your family is a strict Muslim family. And after finding out your nose piercing, what are they gonna do? Oh, they're gonna kick you out of the house or they're gonna punish you. But no, I'm a rebel. I can hide it.
So, I hugged him, and this dude started sucking on my neck. A few minutes later, I had the reddest, purplest hickey I've ever seen. A few hours go by, we're still hanging out, but then my mom calls me and I have to go home. So I'm going home and I'm like, oh crap, the hickey. So I have to run myself to the drugstore, buy myself some cheap makeup because I didn't have that much money, and just try to cover it up. Later that day, my friend comes for a sleepover, and I show her the hickey. And she's like, oh yes, girl, I'm so proud of you. And I'm like, yeah, I need to get this off now. So there's a coin trick you can use. It's where you scrape the skin, and apparently the hickey comes off. We tried that. It hurt a lot.
What the hell did you expect? It was gonna tickle? You're scratching your neck with a coin. Now keep this in mind. She's scratching her neck with a coin. Basically scratching herself and removing a good chunk of skin.
Kind of worked. Fast forward the next day. I'm sitting in the dentist chair and my mom sees this faded red mark on my neck. And I was so scared. And I was like, what do I do? The dentist is looking at me. She's looking at my mom. My mom's looking at me and the dentist. Oh, the tension was real. I look at her, I'm like, Mom, what's wrong? She's like, oh, nothing, in a very sarcastic way. So I'm like, oh God, she saw my neck. We're walking out of the car. My mom, she looks at me and I was like, what? And she's like, you know. And I was like, oh, my neck. And she's like, yeah. And I told her, I was like, oh, I got burnt with a curler yesterday. And she's like, oh, really? How'd you get the curler? And I'm just like, oh, crap, Amy brought it to the mall, and she was gonna do her hair because we got new outfits. My mom was like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. So I text my friend Amy, of course, and delete majority of the messages telling her what to say. And she pulls off an amazing job. Amy, if you're watching this, I love you so much. I show it to my mom. My mom believes it. My mom has to go to work, and I realized, oh my god, my dad's coming home. So I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? I was freaking out. So I just thought, you know what? Okay, I got a straightener. I plugged it into the wall, let it heat up for about 15 minutes, then pressed that against my neck to give me a burn. It blistered and all that and scabbed and stuff, and it hurt. It really hurt.
So when your mom finds out that you have some faded thing in your neck, she asks you what is that, and you lie to her saying that you burned your neck. So the moment that she leaves to work, you realize, oh crap, my dad's gonna come home, so what I have to do is I have to burn my neck. And I end up burning my neck, leaving it very blistered and hurting for the next couple of weeks. But remember, before she burned her neck, she had to scratch the hickey off. And depending on how big the hickey was, and depending on how long they spent scratching it, oh, I don't know, they probably exposed a lot of fresh skin. And let's say a couple of days later, she ended up burning her neck. I'm surprised that she did not end up in the hospital. Well, besides the hickey story, I said in the beginning that was a couple of gross videos I found here, and you'll see why.
I remember I was in the 6th grade, and there was this big party for this super popular girl's birthday. And everybody wanted to go to her parties because she was like the rich girl, quote unquote. And she would always have good food and great dances and mariachis and the whole 9 yards. So I really liked this boy, and the boy and I really liked each other, and everybody knew. They were just asking and wondering, when are they gonna kiss? And I hadn't kissed anybody, and he hadn't kissed anybody. So it was kind of implied that we were gonna kiss at this party.
Now do you see why I said these stories are gross? Now sure, the lady who is narrating the story, she sounds older, but remember, she's telling the story when she was in the 6th grade, her first kiss. Huh, how old are kids when they're in the 6th grade? Oh, wait a minute, they're 11 to 12 years old. And I also want to say, which school did you go to? I find it hard to believe that a lot of 12-year-olds or 11-year-olds are chanting, kiss, kiss, kiss. I find that hard to believe. Enough of that because that's gross already. I know the lady who's narrating this story is older and she's saying that this happened a long time ago. But if you think about it, what 6th graders are making out? Think about that. Do you really see 6th graders over here holding hands? I mean, holding hands, okay, maybe. But making out, like full out make out sections? That's just wrong in so many damn ways. But the next video, yeah, it's worse.
I was in the 6th grade at the time my school set up a dance, so I was pretty excited. Me and my friends were just talking a few months before the Halloween dance. So we were playing Truth or Dare, and I got a dare. And one of my friends said, oh, go ask her cousin to be your date for the Halloween dance. And I was like, oh no, I can't ask him. I have a crush on him, and he's your cousin. And she said, oh no, it's fine, just go ask him. He's gonna say no anyways. So I went up to ask him, and I was freaking out. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. He's gonna kill me. He's gonna be like, oh my god, you're such a lame-o. He's never gonna like me ever. We're not gonna have any kids. Sorry. I went a little overboard there. But anyways, so I went up to him and just straightforward asked, do you want to be my date for the Halloween dance? And then he was just like, what? I was like, do you want to be my date for the Halloween dance? And then he's like, what again? I said last time, do you want to be my date for the Halloween dance? And he's like, sure. And I was just like, what? My mind just blew up. So fast forward a month later, it's the day of the dance. So I'm wearing my costume, I'm all prettied up, and I step into my dad's car. And I thought my mom was going to be driving me, but it was my dad. So, yeah. He started lecturing me like, oh, whenever boys try to touch you, just say no. And I'm like, okay. Okay. And I just left. And I saw my date standing at the food table, and we just, had fun. We partied, we ate, we sang a little bit. Then he took me into the hallway, and then he was like, okay, I'm having the best day, like right now. And I was like, oh my god, I'm having the best day too. Then he confessed, he was like, ever since the first day of school, I actually had a thing for you. And I was like, oh my god, I've had a thing for you too. And then he just pulled me, and then he just kissed me. And then I started kissing back, and I was like, oh my god, in my head, I was like, oh my god, double brain, like, blow up. I was like, oh my god, my crush is literally exchanging saliva with me. Okay, so when it was done,
And the reason why I let that clip run as long as possible is to prove my point that these two videos are disgusting. Why? It's because 6th graders are making out. No, but it proves my point. Yes, I know that one of these videos are being narrated by a much older woman, but she's telling a story that happened when she was 11 or 12. But the other video is being narrated by a 6th grader herself. And if you really think about it, someone actually gave the go-ahead to their team of animators to draw 6th graders making out. 6th graders, 11 and 12-year-olds. And if you think about it, they don't even bother censoring this damn kids. Or like, oh, let's put something to blur it, or a sign, or have this blonde bastard hold something here, like saying, oh, we cannot show this because they're 6th graders. No, but instead, let's give a lot of detail to the tongue action. And if you see no problem with this, I think you're part of the Mini Lad squad. Enough with those disgusting videos, on to the last one.
Because of coronavirus, I decided to take online school, where I am paired up with random 9th grade.
Oh my god, so much useless filler. Let's get on to the main point.
Doesn't really meow unless he's like hungry or something. Sometimes I just randomly meow at him, even though I know he's not gonna meow back. And I go rawr, I go meow. And so I'm in my Zoom class and I'm stretching. I was very stupid. I was kind of like I was like doing the weirdest sounds ever while I was stretching. I was roaring, I was meowing.
I know this YouTube channel is to share your stories and all that crap, but if you think about it, there's some stories that should never be shared. Like this story. Probably when she first submitted this story, she thought that, oh, this was funny, this was ooh woo or whatever the hell. But to other people, you just look weird. Who the hell stretches and does cat noises? No one. Oh no, wait a minute. You and probably half of the furry community.
Stretching all at the same time, and I sounded extremely stupid and cringy.
Well, at least she knows that it's stupid and cringy. But you want to know something funny? At the end of the video, she says that this has a moral. A moral? What's the moral, you might be asking yourself? The moral is, do not meow at your cats. What? How the hell is that a moral? The only people who I know that meow are the freaking Discord kittens. But besides the kittens, no one takes like their afternoon like, oh, you know what? It's a lovely afternoon. Instead of going out or spending my time relaxing, I'm gonna go into my cat and meow at it. Well, besides that, you might be asking yourself, what was the point of this video? To show that YouTube channels like these, that they're all smiles and rainbows in the front, probably have a weird side to them, or a stupid side, or even a gross side. And do I even need to explain myself? We have a girl who steals a fish with a box of tampons instead of paying for it. We have another girl who burns her neck to try to hide a hickey. We have a guy here who gets rejected. Instead of taking the L, he goes and harasses them on Snapchat. We have a guy here who goes to talk to a girl, but before talking to her, he hears rumors that this girl dates other boys and dumps them for no reason. And instead of listening to that rumor, instead, you're like, screw it, I'm gonna go date her. And after going on vacation, you find out that she cheats on you. Then we have these two videos here of 6th graders making out in school. Yeah, let's animate some tongue action. Then we have a girl who likes to meow at her cat, but also in the middle of stretching, she decides to make a lot of cat noises. But my point is that this YouTube channel has a couple of decent stories, but the other half is just stupid and weird. And just to add a little bit of salt to the meat, there's two stories that they have creepy little siblings, and there's another story that a girl loses her bikini at a pool party. Guess how old she was? Oh, wait a minute, she was in 6th grade. Whoever the hell runs this company really likes something about 6th graders. We gotta check their hard drive. But besides all of that, hope you hated this video and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Like this retarded ass video, please put subscribe. And if you like to see more, yeah, I have nothing else. I just made this. Goodbye.